We hope to leave out of Port St. Lucie here at slack tide, or still an incoming tide, because we have an east wind, and that way we have a nice easy ride out the inlet. We should head south for a little ways because we have an east wind, and then when we get far enough south, we're going to make the turn and go to West End and just try to get across and checked in by Friday mid-morning. It's our first morning in the Bahamas. We checked in yesterday at West End, and we got out of there as fast as we could. Probably should have gone to the fuel dock to take on some diesel, but I didn't. And we came over to Mangrove Cay. It's a difficult little key to see. Had a great stop here at Mangrove. This is the you anchor and you get some swell from far offshore to the north, where the wind's always wrong. But yesterday the forecast, or overnight the forecasts were right, and this worked out pretty good. So we got up this morning. I surprised the crew with Chick-fil-A, which I had froze back in the States and brought with us, and fixed that this morning, so that helped make up for a little bit of a rough passage from the US to the Bahamas. But we're here, we're checked in. Today's destination is Great Sail, where there's a northerly blow coming. Not a big one, probably 20-25 knots, so we'll get some northerly protection, but we're mainly going there so that we can spearfish and get lobster. First order of business, though, is getting some diesel in the tanks. Well, today we're going to do something we don't ever do, which is we're going to try to fly our spinnaker. This is going to be the first time we've ever put the spinnaker up in since 2016. So here we go. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, easy sail on the little Bahama bank. We flying our spinnaker, and it's been the first time in a really long time that spinnaker has been up. But today the conditions are perfect. We're getting about 5.5 knots of wind off the stern quarter, and we're making about 3.5 to almost 4 at times boat speed. This is fantastic sailing. Here's a pro tip. Don't disconnect from the main boat till you get your dinghy engine running. Anyway, we're at Great Sail. We got anchored. It was a good sailing day. We had to turn the motor on so we could get here before dark, so we could get after some lobster. We ripped this sail on the way over from the US, and I guess yesterday or a night ago. So we got the sail right out. We're gonna sew a patch on the sail. We also found a spot where the luff tape is coming off, so I'll sew that up, and we'll just knock this out real quick. Well, some of this sail is a pain in the ass. The thread I was using initially was Teflon, and I don't know what it is, but it kept pulling, and I was just punching holes in the sail, but went and got some, I think it's BC92, and now it seems to be stitching okay. But the wind is dying. It's just really, really calm. So hopefully I get this sewed up and done, and I can get this thing mounted before the end of the day. Well, this is our current situation. We're at Great Sail. The weather has deteriorated, and we're on really in the wrong side of the island. Overnight, I guess the forecast changed a little bit, so that we're getting, instead of a strong northeast wind, we're going to have a strong southwest wind. I guess it just depends on which side of the Bahamas this low is passing. That southwest wind hasn't materialized, but we do have sort of a north wind and a west and north wind. Even though we're on the lee shore, we're not leaving just yet. The bank is fairly shallow, and it seems to knock down a lot of the bigger waves that would come from far offshore. And it's not completely uncomfortable here at anchor. You know, we've got a lot of scope out and we're pulling hard on our long snubbers, which act as shock absorbers, so not quite as rough as it could be. If we were motoring into this, we would be pounding hard. It just seems to ride a little better here at anchor. So we'll let the storm that's coming by pass us, and it should abate from the 20s and 30s. The wind speed should abate from the 20s and 30s down to the low teens, and then at that point we'll pick up and move to a place that should give us better protection if and when strong north winds arrive. When the wind dropped, we picked up and made our way into Tom Johnson Sound. Well, I don't know if this is going to come out on this mic, but we have been enduring hours of 28 to 35 knots of wind. You can hear my wind generator absolutely losing its shit. And if we didn't have even this little bit of protection behind great sail, it would be pretty devastating. We were gonna try to go spearfishing, and there was this, basically, it wasn't much, it was just a steady rain. But the conditions were calm. And we said, let's just wait. And so we waited, that rain passed, the sun came out briefly, and then immediately we got hit by 30-knot winds. And so the crew of Voyager was over here because we were going spearfishing together, and they only got back to their boat, you know, a little while ago. I mean, they've been on this one for a couple of hours waiting for the wind to die down, which it never did. Sail Island yesterday to get out of some west winds, because now we're getting hammered by north winds. But it's life when you're living on the hook. Well, Daisy May is enjoying her sail today, from Great Sail to who knows where in the Abaco. But we got a broad reach, so the wind is behind us off our quarter, and so not the fastest point of sail, but we're still making a good 5 knots to wherever we happen to be going, and we don't know. The buddy boat Voyager, and there's King and Sydney on the back of the boat. Daisy's best friend is Sydney, this short pot cake. Hey, babe.
We're coming.
Okay. What do you think, Day Day? Let's light it up. Yes. But I don't know if this house ever made the cut in a video. Probably still won't. The Bahamas is littered with houses that have been destroyed by hurricanes. While many get rebuilt, many others are just abandoned to time. Maybe it's the cost to rebuild, and maybe it's just simply the fact that they know it's going to get wiped out again, so they just let it go. This particular structure had been abandoned for at least 6 years. And in that time, nature was well on its way to a complete reclamation of the land. So regulations let us have 6 on the boat. We've got 2 legal ones, and Wyatt found some more on the side of the boat. You know, yesterday we rode all over the place to shore. We should have just jumped in off the side of the boat. Good job. One of them looks like the lip is a little thin. The one on the left, just eyeballing it. That looks thick enough, and it's turned up. What about the other one? Yeah, That's good.
Should we look for more?
You can just look from the boat and jump in. Let me take a look around. Right, he's circled the boat and now he's got 3, I think. So that brings our total up to 5 for the day, and our total can be 6. We got 1 more, but 5 is more than enough. And we're making our way to Linyard Cay, and there we will stage tonight to cross. We hope, because of the calm conditions, we're going to get to go on that outside reef, spear some grouper. We just got here to Linyard, tried to dry up anchor, and Wyatt is going to dive it this time because we're not sure we got a great set, but he's going in. He's also a clown.
Is that a bad backflip?
No, it was all right. It was a decent backflip.
I'm diving.
All right.
This is 20 feet, right?
Yep, 20 feet.
Easy.
Good job. Now we can go get some hogs. We didn't get any hogfish, but we did manage, after some effort, to snag a porgy and some small snapper. In any case, the next day we headed out to Eleuthera.